Introducing the Assistant and Associate Deans, Dr. Robert Noiva, Dr. Linda Gillum, Cheryl Verbruggen, Richard Kelly, Dr. Angela Nuzzarello, Dr. Robert McCauley, Dr. Nelia Afonso, Michael Herbert, Brooke Taylor, Dr. Defrey DeVries, Dr. Linda Misra, Dr. Vonda Douglas Nikitin. I also extend welcome to my colleagues, the Oakland University Deans, Dr. Michael Mazzio, Dean, School of Business Administration, Dr. C. Robert Maxfield, Dean of the School of Education and Human Services, Interim Associate Dean Dina Hayes, representing the School of Nursing, Dr. Kevin Corcoran, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, from the Oakland University Library's Interim Dean, Dr. Nancy Bulgarelli. I welcome Oakland University's Vice Presidents Rochelle Black, John Young, and Eric Barrett. I also welcome Oakland University academic officers, Senior Advisor to the President for Diversity and Equity and Inclusion, Dr. Patricia Dolly, Associate Provost, Dr. Michelle Piskalich, Senior Associate Provost, Dr. Susan Aubrey. It is also my privilege to welcome members of the Oakland University Board of Trustees, Trustee W. David Toll, Trustee Melissa Stoliker, Trustee Michael Kramer, Trustee Richard Flynn, Vice Chair Richard L. DeVore. Representing Beaumont Health, the exclusive teaching partner of Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine, is Dr. David Wood, Chief Medical Officer and member of the Beaumont Trustees. I now welcome platform members who will be participating in this afternoon's ceremony. Keynote speaker, Dr. John Prescott, Chief Academic Officer of the Association of American Medical Colleges. Honorary degree recipient, Mary Fisher, author, artist, AIDS prevention advocate. Oakland University Board of Trustees Chair, Mark Schlissel, Oakland University Provost, Dr. James Lentini, and Oakland University President, Dr. George W. Hind. I would also like to welcome at this time the faculty of the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine, led by School Marshal Dr. Sandra LeBlanc's Assistant Dean for Student Affairs. The Department of Anesthesiology, Dr. James Grant, Chair. The Department of Biomedical Sciences, Dr. Judith Venuti, Chair. The Department of Cardiology, Dr. Simon Dixon, Chair. The Department of Emergency Medicine, Dr. James Ziotta, representing Dr. Terry Kolenko, Chair. The Department of Family Medicine and Community Health, Dr. Paul Mish, Chair. The Department of Internal Medicine, Dr. Michael Maddens, Chair. The Department of Neurology, Dr. Daniel Menkes, Chair. The Department of Neurosurgery, Dr. Fernando Diaz, Chair. The Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Dr. Ray Bahado Singh, Chair. Department of Ophthalmology, Dr. Robert Grenadier, representing Dr. George Williams, Chair. Department of Orthopedic Surgery, Dr. David Collin, representing Dr. Jeffrey Fishgrun, Chair. Department of Pathology, Dr. Mark Collins, Chair. Department of Pediatrics, Dr. Brian Berman, Chair. Department of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation, Dr. Ronald Taylor, Chair. Department of Psychiatry, Dr. Ron Samarian, Chair. Department of Radiation Oncology, Dr. Craig Stevens, Chair. Department of Radiology and Molecular Imaging, Dr. Dwayne Meswa, Chair. Department of Surgery, Dr. Alan Coffran, Chair. And the Department of Urology, Dr. Kenneth Peters, Chair. At this time, I invite everyone to rise and to welcome the members of the class of 2015, led by School Marshal Christina Grabowski, Assistant Dean for Medical School Admissions and Financial Services. The classes will march in by PRISM groups and led by their PRISM mentors. Please remain standing for our national anthem. Please be seated. It's a special honor for us to welcome today County Executive L. Brooks Patterson. Thank you, Brooks, for your presence. I'd also like to recognize a very special community. That's the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine, which is, after all, a community. And this year's graduates are accompanied by members of the student body. Will the class of 2018 rise? The class of 2017? And the class of 2016. Please be seated. I'd like to take a moment to recognize and acknowledge the fact that there are some people who really wanted to be here today who sadly are not with us. Our thoughts turn to Dr. Daniel Piper, who passed away about 2 weeks ago. Dr. Piper was a beloved professor of neurosurgery. He was a neuro-oncologist who handled the most challenging and difficult cases, malignancies at the base, tumors of the base of the brain and the base of the skull. It's interesting that Dr. Piper was informed just days before he passed away that he had received the honor and he had earned the honor of being promoted to full professor in this medical school. We miss Daniel very much. I also want to acknowledge, sadly, the passing of a very beloved professor from the Department of Pathology who passed away a couple weeks before Dr. Piper, Dr. Rajwant Malhotra. Dr. Malhotra loved medical students. She loved OUWB, and you all returned the affection. I knew Dr. Malhotra as a colleague in the Department of Pathology, and I will tell you that when I reached the limits of my own knowledge and skills, I would frequently run down to, we called her Raji, to Raji's office, and she would always greet me with the kind words of, "Let's figure this out together." Dr. Malhotra will be missed, and she'll be in my memories. And finally, I would like to acknowledge that we miss, sadly, the passing of our beloved colleague, Dr. Michelle Rabel. Dr. Rabel, as many of you know, was the founding dean of undergraduate medical education here and helped to write your curriculum. I knew her in another light, and in fact, a couple of months ago when I went to a meeting of academic pathologists, no one knew me as a dean. They knew me only as, "You worked with Dr. Rabel." Dr. Rabel passed away after a struggle with the treatment of leukemia only about 6 weeks before your arrival. She really wanted to be here to greet you. So we miss all three of our beloved colleagues, and I ask you to observe a moment of silence in their memories. The memories of our colleagues and teachers always serve for a blessing, and may they all continue to inspire us. At this time, I wish to welcome to the podium Chair of the Oakland University Board, Mr. Mark Schlissel.
Thank you, Dr. Folberg. I have to confess, I feel a bit presidential at the moment, because it's not often you can give a speech where your cardiologist, Simon Dixon, is 10 feet away, and your internist, Sandy Scheuchert, is 30 feet away. So I feel relatively secure that I have Beaumont doctors. I would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge a very special person here, Jean Michalski, who we worked with elegantly. Jean, would you please rise so we can be acknowledged? Jean was part of our team, worked very diligently as the CEO of Beaumont Hospital to make sure this was a reality, and it's very nice to have you here today. You know, it's very interesting that we look at the reality of how medical schools are developed, and we look at this medical school, and I think that you students are the luckiest medical students in the country. I think Dr. Folberg and his staff has developed a caring culture that is extraordinary and will carry you throughout your career, as you grow from student to resident, from resident to physicians treating the public. You know, you're going to face in this era of your practice the greatest technology growth that we've ever seen in medical science. It's going to be with warp speed. Dr. David Cutler, who is the Otto Eckstein Professor of Applied Economics at Harvard, who's renowned as one of the key experts in healthcare delivery, made the following observation a number of years ago. He said there have been three eras of medical development, and each era has been quite different. There was the time when there was the discovery of disease, there was the time to learn how to treat disease, and now we're in the process of the care delivery, where you've got to learn how to move the process directly. You're going to move into hospitals that you're going to learn to practice medicine in for the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, that 25 years from now won't be the kind of hospitals you'll be practicing in. Your patients will be using iPads and iPhones and other things to do diagnostics. So the reality is, with all of this change, what you have to leave is with your caring culture. You have to leave with your values. Because the one thing we as patients will always want from our physicians is we will want the encouragement, the handheld, the idea that you encourage us to move forward, that we're going to make it. That kind of personal care will never go out of style, no matter how much technology will occur in our society. So as chair of the board, we're deeply honored today to have you as the first graduating class of this great university, and I'm sure that all of you will go on to great things. You will be the leaders of medicine for the next number of decades, and as such, you will make this university proud, your families proud, and our country proud. Thank you very much. I would now like to call upon our president, Dr. George Hind, to bring greetings from the university.
Good afternoon. I'm truly honored to take part in this commencement ceremony today, and I want to tell you a little bit about why. First, it is a rare and incredibly enviable privilege, frankly, to take part at the beginning of an event that is sure to become a distinguished tradition for Oakland University Beaumont School of Medicine. Secondly, and in my view more importantly, each one of you celebrating your graduation today has joined some of the most well-educated people in our society. You have stepped far beyond what have become standard educational expectations. You are risk takers, one and all. You have demonstrated tremendous, I think, resolve in the pursuit of your goals. 4 years ago, you decided to come to a brand new medical school. You elected to embrace an innovative academic vision that calls for a fundamental change in the way our healthcare community provides care to those in need. Change in any context can be and is often difficult, and fundamental change is exponentially difficult. Despite this, you have stepped forward to become pioneers in an evolution of healthcare services that is only now taking root in our society. You're to be commended for such courage, I think. I also need to commend you for agreeing to do far more than simply becoming students at a new medical school. Remarkably, each and every one of you has provided critical input into the curriculum and the facilities designed for our Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine. You have also contributed to the establishment of medical student governance in the school. You have formed local chapters of national organizations and rose to leadership positions within them. You created the first medical school student interest groups, and it should be known that for all of those that follow you, that they will follow in true leadership and your footsteps. You've created a school's alumni association. Remarkably, we don't have any alumni yet, but very shortly you will join an elite group of people at Oakland University. And yes, you will receive those yearly phone calls. Commendably, you have set a high bar for academic performance of all of the classes that will succeed you. And I have no doubt, and neither should you, each and every one of you will always be a pioneer in what you pursue. I say this both in the context of what you already achieved and in terms of what you will achieve, I think, as you move forward. Today, you're joining a global community of essential service providers who play a critical role in the well-being of humankind. Without the work you will do, who can imagine how much knowledge and achievement may be gained? What I'm saying is not conjecture, nor is it some ceremonial nicety. It is simply a fact. Now, it is one thing, I think, for me to say how proud I am of each and every one of you, but we are surrounded with people today, here today, and those that were not able to attend, that are incredibly proud of your accomplishments. I hope you can embrace that feeling, celebrate your achievements, take a deep breath, and savor the moment. Soak in the joy and pride of all of those who are experiencing this moment with you. This is truly your day, but it is also their day as well. Tomorrow will come, and you will turn your minds and passions toward new challenges, new endeavors, new opportunities. But rest assured, there is virtually limitless potential, I think, before you. As students of the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine, you have had the privilege of interacting closely with some of the most accomplished and respected physicians and scholars in the world. You have mastered, I think, an extraordinarily rigorous curriculum and are now, I think, prepared to accomplish great things in this world, not the least of which will be alleviating the suffering of others. I wish you unbounded success in this endeavor, as well as in the pursuit of all of your goals, both professional and personal. I look forward to seeing and learning of the positive impacts that you will have wherever you go. I think you will find meaning in those accomplishments. And as you do go forward, please feel free to tell all the people you met and will meet that you found your wings at Oakland University's William Beaumont School of Medicine. More importantly, it's important that you come back and share your story with us, with the medical students that we have on campus, with the faculty that remain here and at Beaumont. But I bid you to remember to love someone else close to you with unbridled bliss, to laugh until you can't breathe, to really celebrate life's small challenges as they turn into opportunities. Once again, congratulations on your accomplishments. Thank you for having become a part of the academic community, for your valuable contributions as you've been here. And please know that while we no longer will see you as students, we will always regard you as friends. In closing, I'd like to once again wish you a future rich with success, meaning, and certainly happiness. I'm confident you will find all of these things because you are truly Grizzlies and pioneers, I will say. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, James Lentini, to the podium for a truly special acknowledgement included as part of today's ceremony. Jim?